are finally at the track for our first GLTC Grid Life race.
We actually haven't had a 10/10ths lap with the setup how it currently is.
I've got a guy coming up my inside.
Said I'm driving. All right.
I think we can still aim for the championship on GLTC.
Pretty cool. You scared me. Never seen it before.
A little dirty.
Soul scratched.
Oh yeah, you'll see the damage. We're back from CMP. We definitely learned a lot. It was a pretty trying weekend. We definitely need more power. We need to fix the tune. We need more mid-range. There's an issue with the suspension that the rear tires were kind of castered forward a little bit. The ABS,
Which is killing straight line speed.
Yeah, killing the straight line speed. ABS has got to be solved.
Ride height needs some
Yeah, we need to
changes for sure.
Put some rake in it probably, give the front end some compliance. So we've learned a lot, and we're looking forward to kind of remedying those and going to Gingerman.
All right, our engine has arrived. Thank you to JBRE. I think it was like right at 2 weeks, he said.
Yeah, we called from the first phone call to now, 2 weeks, which I don't want to promise anything for other customers. We paid a little extra.
Maybe we shouldn't have said anything.
Oopsie.
The engine is capable of 280 wheel NA horsepower. We're expecting about 260, 270, just capability, and of course we'll detune it. So the important things with that, it's got mid-range torque, mid-range power, in VTEC and above, and it will rev higher so that we can keep it in that higher power band. Because if you're shifting at 7,500, you're falling out of the prime power band. If we're able to shift to 8,500, boom, we stay in it. And we have a higher final gear, so it's perfect. So even if we just make 10, 15 horsepower extra in certain spots is worth its weight in gold.
Dude, I've never had a 0 mile engine.
Except for this one.
Oh,
And that one over there.
oh, that's true.
And this one will have a 0 mile engine.
Yeah, and then that one over
Oh,
there.
that's good, a 0
Besides those 4, I've never had a 0 mile engine.
And then, okay, so just 4 or 5.
Oh, the CRX back in the day.
Yeah, that's a 0 mile engine.
Okay. I've had
Oh, what about your brand new truck that had 0 miles on it?
0 miles.
Oh, and your Bronco.
Bronco did as well, and the Explorer that we just got.
and the X5.
X5 has 0 miles.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Well, don't make a statement like that if you're not prepared to back it up.
Okay. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I apologize to everyone that this affected. This doesn't represent Chase Bays or anything that we believe in. You know, I don't condone this behavior.
I can't go.
I disavow anything of the sort. Can we move on? Put copper.
We have a ton to do on the GLTC car, but that's not the only thing going on. I mean, of course, we have marketing, operations, and all the things that go on at Chase Bays, all this product development. But we also have a lot of events in the meantime. So we have Final Bout, Summit Point, we have Trip to the Pond, we have another drift test day, all before Gingerman. So just among all that, we're just gonna have to split our time just so that we're making constant momentum so that we don't have any surprises by the time the day gets here that we need to go.
Chase had noticed that the rear tires looked like they were, contacting, I guess, the
side skirt.
The side skirts. And
They looked an inch and a half farther forward. They weren't centered in the wheels.
So I should have paid more attention. I didn't. I was like, well, I know what I have. I know how the car handles because I've driven it a couple of times, and it seems that it's actually a much bigger problem than we anticipated.
We had this arm that we were told would give us a ton of grip in the rear, which is nice, but it wasn't actually true. This is more for drifting. And so what was happening is the car was towing in under throttle, and in the straights as well, under throttle. Because a drift car, it's great. You want it to tow in if you have 1,000 horsepower or more. But with us, it was scrubbing speed. And so that's, our power levels were hurting us, but also this arm was hurting us. It's nothing that WiseFab did wrong, it was just, this is made for drifting.
So WiseFab provided us with a longer arm that eliminates that function of towing in significantly. And so we'll take the coilover out and then we'll go up and down as much as we can and we'll see what the wheel does. And I'm curious, of course, to see what happens now because I guarantee it's gonna go 1 inch toe in.
So before, it's like this. Now watch the way the wheel would travel.
Ah, there we go.
Can't believe it.
Sucks we had to pay for that one.
We didn't, you did. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, man. So our intake air temps are also extremely high. We're gonna build a duct for the front bumper and kind of box it all in, try to get our intake air temps back down. So at CMP, we were sitting there getting ready to grid, and Eric Catil came up to us and was like, hey man, good luck on those 225s. And we kind of knew better, but it's kind of my fault. I thought that it may work out. It didn't. So we're also going to change tire size and do what size are we running?
255 squared all around. Interestingly though, the car was supposed to push a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't. So it's like the plan was good, but yeah, I feel pretty stupid about it now.
I suck.
I
But
suck as well.
it's okay. I mean, that's all I got to say. We suck.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm excited to talk about. The huge failure of the black wheels. The whole time I'm waiting for the car to be assembled and sort of the ride height set and kind of aligned so that I could pick our wheel specs. And so I didn't know until a week before CMP, and the only wheels that were available were in black. And I want white wheels because it's gonna make the car look great. But we finally have white wheels because we were able to take them to powder coat, and they're white now and they look great and everything's great. It makes the livery and all the colors and all that effort and thought that went in behind it, it makes it pop. And that's good. So I'm happy about that. The car is awesome.
ABS has been a big issue. It's plagued us since pretty much day one. We really need to get this thing solved. We contacted Andy with ASM. He's gonna help us out once we actually get to Gingerman, because I'm kind of at wit's end with it. He knows the cars really well, so he's gonna help us out.
I have to sell the business.
Can you just like kick it back?
I quit. This chair works. I'm out of here.
So we're getting ready to go to the dyno. Basically, we have one more day to work on the car, straight to the dyno, straight on the trailer, and straight to Gingerman. So last minute again, Freddie from Spec Tunes flying in. We got a lot going on. Getting ready to do our corner balance alignment, ride heights, all that stuff. The car's not getting the correct ride height, so as we're making an adjustment, it's just swinging the ride height a whole different direction, and we literally cannot get the fronts to equal out and the rears to equal out.
This is where we're at. So 3 turns down is like the front wheel.
Could just jack the right front up and see what happens.
Yeah. Sharp. Let's do that. This sucks.
I finally got in there and it's like, what? Like something is not right here. This is a major problem.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to almost start back again.
So the right front was previously adjusted on the shock body, and it was all the way down where we have no more resolution and we can no longer crank on the spring. And then the left side was the actual spring preload being used, and the rears were just all out of whack too.
Like 20, 25 mil of preload.
Who knows? A lot, all of it. That threw us for a loop for a while. So what I did is I just stopped where I was at. Actually, I unloaded the entire damper from the actual knuckle itself and got it, you know, where there's maybe 2 or 3 mils hanging out of the bottom. Did that to both sides, unloaded the entire preload off of both sides, tightened them down, just one spin on preload, put them back together, saw where my ride heights were at, equaled out the rear, saw where my ride heights were at, then got it to where we wanted. So we got another late night, getting ready to go to the dyno. We got the corner balance, ride heights, all that stuff worked out. Still have a little bit more work to do once we get up there. Like I said, we're gonna get Andy with ASM to look at the ABS.
Alignment is done. It's only 4:45 a.m. I'm just kidding, it's like 8.
We really hope we can make the power that we want to with this new JBRE engine. And we hope it's, you know, good mid-range, and hopefully we can detune it and the car makes consistent power throughout the entirety of a race.
For once.
For twice.
No, for once. It's for the first time.
No,
That's
it's-
the saying. Well, the saying is
For Dale.
No, for Jeff Gordon.
Well, that's not true.
Well,
It's number 3 on the track, number 1 in our hearts.